And VOR is back. What's up? This is Ed.
This is Mike.
And this is Carl.
Probably our creepiest opening, but I love it.
This is Michael.
Cool. Yeah, well, I predict that this will be the best VOR episode we've ever done today.
Ermagerd.
Well, I have in the notes we're going to talk about Minority Report from 2002, but there's also this TV series that was made, which is actually it's kind of a sequel, apparently.
Yep.
Well, it sounds pretty awesome. I heard it just got canceled, though.
It's so good that it got canceled. It's too good.
Well, you know,
They
it's
couldn't
sci-fi
handle
on Fox. Like, if it's sci-fi and it's on Fox, it's going to get canceled. Like, Almost Human, Firefly, Space and Beyond.
God, they ruin everything.
They really do. When it
For
comes to
real.
sci-fi, they can't do anything right.
God damn it! Seriously, if it isn't shitty news, they ruin news too.
Yeah.
I want to see what our viewership does. Yeah, so this the movie takes place 2054. The series was when? Like
11 years.
2065, 11 years later.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Cool. One thing I could say that's really kind of striking to me about this movie overall is even though it's 2054, it is so far in the future, a lot of these things just kind of been popping, you know? It's not like space travel, like Blade Runner 2016, and yet we're fighting wars off-world already. There's replicant humans that you can't tell apart from the guy sitting next to you on the bus. But Minority Report it seems like a really doable future, but it's also, a lot of this stuff is just, it's already happened, and in a lot of cases, technology's already moved past stuff that they've predicted. So there's a lot of cool stuff that's happening, and it's just a damn good movie.
Didn't they just sort of focus more on functional future rather than fantasy future?
Yeah.
From what I've seen, I have very little exposure to the film. I've been watching, watching Minority Report, the show, and it seems like the things that they have however many years in the future are things that we have now that have just kind of grown. For example, on the show, there's a guy driving a car, and then he's been taking a medication that's like boosting his testosterone level, and it's blowing it out, and so he's driving super fast, and his wife is kind of stressing out, and the car is reading all of the tension levels, and it's piped into the police department. So the police department is like, there's a car on US that's going this speed, and I'm getting the blood rate, you know, the heart rate monitors from the driver is like off the charts. There's something going to happen. So they deploy cops. It's smart car technology. It's kind of here.
Mm-hmm. Because that's technology you could have between a Google car, like the self-driving car, or like a Fitbit that you wear around your wrist that monitors like biometric information. You know, it's like that's all information and stuff that's happening right now in our world that just hasn't been applied yet in that manner. So, and here's the interesting thing. I think it's going to speak to like this episode as a whole. This is yet another thing based off Philip K. Dick's story. Like that's like we're hitting like 3 out of 4 segments where something was directly related or written by Philip K. Dick. So
yeah, definitely. He's got his finger on the pulse of human technology, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why he's one of like history's like foremost futurists, like especially from that decade, like those decades, like the 70s to like 90s. Like he was pretty iconic in that sort of way, you know, and subversive, because he was really big on how you perception and things of that nature. And you see a lot of that Minority Report, like you're seeing the future, but is that what you're getting? Like, are you getting the whole story? So, and that's definitely solid Philip K. Dick stuff there. So
yeah, what was cool is in making it, you know, for fear of having retro future ideas, of course, they put together a team of futurists to really look at what's going on, what's the technology of, you know, around 2000, and really looking forward to, like Mike said, like a user-form future, like what will we actually be seeing? Because the movie isn't about, hey, look at this car, this flying car, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
You know, the story can operate without all that stuff. But what does happen is still pretty goddamn cool, and a lot of it really, really makes me want to have it. So, you know, okay, flying cars. There's only one real flying vehicle. It's like this freaky police vehicle. It just looks like a weird Boba. Someone wanted to shoehorn a Boba Fett ship, and they got it. So good. I'm glad you're happy. But this is like one of the few where there's no flying cars. There's drivable cars. But what's amazing is in the city, in the D.C. area where this takes place, they have the maglev system, magnetic levitation, where everybody can still have their personal vehicle versus mass transit, but the roads have a magnetic system involved. So there's no wheels or moving parts. Traffic systems flow based on computer guidance, so there's no accidents. You know where to merge based on whatever your destination is. It can pick you up. I mean, you don't need a garage. It's just like your car's stuck outside your apartment, and then you just vertically down the mountainous skyscraper where you live, and right out into traffic, and you just chill. So if you've ever, no offense, Mike, if you've ever driven in Florida, if you've ever driven in a place that isn't rural and has traffic, you know that it's completely predictable and can be an awful experience. So, God, I want maglev in my life.
Although I will tell you this, from the episode that I saw, okay, so the guy's driving down the road, he's all juked up and he's driving faster and it's piping information a la your iWatch or your Fitbit to the cops, which is cool because they should know and they can precede the accident. However, let's just say you're in the car and you're driving fast and your girl's like, I'm liking this. It's so wrong, but I'm just liking it. Go a little bit faster. And he's going faster. And he's going faster. She's like, I'm liking this. And they just pull over and he's about to kiss her and the car's like, she's ovulating. Because it's reading all of her like shit that she's like all of her details. Emanating from her ass cheeks into the seats. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
That'd be hilarious.
Now that's a smart car.
That is a very smart car. So smart, it's telling you to wrap it up, son.
It's like, dude, the rabbit done died.
It shouldn't have to tell you.
That's true. You should just assume.
Abstinence is a myth. Abstinence is the ticket to ruining your life, kids.
Very true. But I'll tell you the one thing that I want more than anything out of Minority Report, because here's the thing is, unlike you, I didn't watch it coming into this episode. I should have, because it's been so long since I watched it. But there's one thing that's always stuck out in my head from Minority Report, and it's the motherfucking six-stick! I want a six-stick so bad, because the idea of having a stun baton that you can just walk up to someone, tag them with it, and then they just throw up. That is the funniest thing in the world. I would love to have one. I would love to just walk around and just be like, boop, and just like, oh,
that's the
so
most
great.
Unusual thing that they have going in this movie. But one thing that's cool is it addresses this idea of non-lethal action used in crime prevention. And Running Man has it to a degree. They have this like net device that just like captures him towards the end. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure that's not Total Recall, but actually in Running Man. But the idea, I mean, and for a while, over 10 years ago, there was a great show. Actually, it was in the 90s. What do you know? Something from the 90s I do like. It was called Beyond 2000.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, I'm sure you guys saw the show. This show was amazing. And it was just really cutting-edge technology reports. And they had a show that, or at least a segment of a show, that was talking about amazing non-lethal tech that was being developed, mostly for British law enforcement. Things like, you know, before the taser was in wide use, so it was about ready to roll out. But also things like they developed a foam cannon. So
yeah!
They would just walk in and be like, blah, 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 blah. And you'd be like, "Yo, motherfucker!" And then no, you know, it hardens, and you're like, ah, and you're stuck in this foam. you can't move, you can't shoot a gun, you can't do shit. They gotta like, they basically then just break you off a wall and carry you to jail. I fucking love that.
That's in Demolition Man.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to see that.
Only they use it in cars instead of airbags because remember Sylvester Stallone, he's like, I don't know, the next thing I know, I'll wake up in a giant cannoli.
That's right. Wake up in a giant cannoli. I forgot about that. Oh, I still gotta watch that movie again. I think it's on Netflix right now.
Man.
I know how my evenings.
I'm writing it down.
I love it.
One thing that was really fun that they it was fun to see, but they got wrong because there are a lot of amazing things that again are really they're happening. Okay, still no jetpacks. Wah wah. What are you gonna do? A lot of retina scan for security and things like that. That's probably gonna start rolling out. We already have like ID thumbprint things on our smartphones, but also I loved. Okay, Tom Cruise gets on a train after it does the retina scan, so it knows instead of pulling from a card, it knows who you are. It's pulling from your account, and then he's now wanted by the cops. Spoilers. So as he's sitting there trying to be incognito, someone picks up a newspaper. And they're looking at USA Today, and it's like the smart paper of tomorrow. Now, again, this is just like, it seems like it's like a day away from the smartphone and just Apple coming out with that shit. So instead, this guy's on the paper, he's reading USA Today, and he goes, boop, boop. That's all you have to do is like touch the sides, and that pretends like it tells whatever this tech is that you've changed the page. But it's a digital newspaper. It's all just a big flimsy screen. But as he's reading it, it goes from the whatever headline was happening, like, blah blah blah, political blah blah blah, to, wanted by the police, precog, blah blah blah. It like changed automatically. But I just thought it was so amazing and dare say cute that there would be anything resembling a newspaper in 2054, now that like newspapers are shrinking and disappearing.
You know what? Though? I think honestly, and I'm going out on a limb on this one, but I'm going to say that I think that's probably going to end up being more true than you think, because we're already seeing the flexible screens come out. I just saw a commercial. I think it was Samsung or Sony or one of them.
Yeah.
They're doing the phone, and their whole thing was, and this is the thing that got me, is because I've been talking about flexible screens now for like over a decade. I saw in Popular Mechanics a long time ago that they were talking about developing flexible screens, and it was also around the same time as e-ink was becoming popular and things like that. So I was always been a big proponent of that. So they come out with this phone and they're doing this demonstration and they're showing this flexible screen and everything. I was like, oh my god, they finally made a screen. Like, it's just going to be this thing that you hold, and it's going to be basically that newspaper you're talking about. And then they finally end up the whole commercial with like, and now because of this, your phone has an unbreakable screen. I'm like, what the fuck? Like all this crazy technology, this wonderful innovation, and we're so fucking Apple centric that we're worried about breaking the screen, and this is our fix. It's like, give me a flimsy little thing where where I can read a book on it, and it's just like a piece of plastic. I was like, that's what I want. That's the future. It's like, it's not a screen. It's like, it's not an unbreakable screen. It's an actual like application of this flexible screen. It's like, why don't we have that?
They show it in the commercial. They show them. It looks like a stained glass window, and then they bend it, like they.
Yeah, it's like, and you just like, man, what a waste of brilliant technology just to try to make it like an unbreakable screen, because Apple, like the iPhone breaks all the time. It's like,
yeah, but
that's the selling point. It's so dumb.
It's the slow rollout, and that happens with all tech. You can't just go for the mountaintop right now because it's cost prohibitive. You've got all these other devices in the market that need to be addressed, all these jobs. Same reason, like, go back to the electric car. First time out the gate, when California demanded the electric car and GM made it, and they're like, they fucking nailed it first time, met all the requirements, was the most amazing thing. If that was rolled out for a purchase, it would destroy the car industry, it would destroy the oil industry, it would send the economy of the world spinning out of control. So at first when I saw that this happened, I was upset, but then again, we got to kind of take these giant leaps. We can't take the giant leaps. We got to kind of consider what's happening and work up to it and just kind of play the game a little bit. It sucks, but
Plus, Carl, if you get the future all today, there's nothing to want tomorrow.
That's right.
Or maybe, yeah.
But yeah, stuff like that bothers me. But I always thought that was kind of cool, and I think that is something that will probably eventually come back around once that technology is mobile. Because I mean, people still like to read stuff, whether it's a website. I mean, like it's not going to be a newspaper, but you're going to probably have something like that. It's going to be like a Kindle or an iPad or something like that. Only it's just going to be a flimsy little thing, and it's probably going to like not have processing power to play games or anything. So you're probably just going to read papers, like you'll read websites, you'll get emails through it and stuff like that, and that's what I want, as I see that sort of thing coming out. So porn.
Oh yeah, porn.
Yeah. There's one more thing that they predicted that at the time I saw it, I was just like, yeah, that figures. But now that the internet has definitely become more and more and more and more a part of our lives, and annoyingly so, it's it's the onslaught of advertising. And it isn't just product placement. I'm sure that the products shown in this movie, we're very excited to be a part of this blockbuster Tom Cruise, Steven Spielberg joint. But on the other hand, it's totally shitting all over them. Because by reading your retinas, it's just like a Google tag where it knows what you're doing, it knows where you've been, what you've purchased, what you're typing, what's going on in your digital life, and addresses you directly. So, hey, Carl, I'm glad you like that Mystery Science Theater 2000 hat. Perhaps you'd be interested in the DVD set. You're like, no, I already own that. It's like, because it's also out on Blu-ray. I own it. We do it now when we go to Facebook, and this would be like everywhere you go. It would just be like, Michael Wagner, how are those jeans? You could use a vacation. You could use a drink. Your dick could be bigger.
It's already doing all of that stuff to me.
Exactly. So they nailed it, but it was just like, it's interesting that just a couple years later, it was the advertising online that has now done that to us, and we're getting desensitized to it already. I mean, oh my God, they start putting ads on Google or YouTube. We're like, ugh, and now we're just like, okay, there's a commercial before I have to watch a commercial. This is stupid.
It's really funny. The season finale of South Park this season is basically addressing all that. It's all about sponsored content and advertising and stuff like that. If you get a chance, check it out. It's a pretty funny the whole season. If you get a chance, check out the season. It's been brilliant. But that's what they're capping it off with this season, is like a 3 or 4-parter about advertising. So,
very cool.
But speaking of connecting and monitoring people, we have a Republicom, right? We have a check-in.
Ooh, it's about that time, brother.
Oh yeah. So, man, I don't even remember what we do here. Do we play some music?
Oh. I can't change cameras.
So, yes, we got some Republicomms.
Yeah, this time it's not a strolling bowl drunk dial. It is the official. It is the real deal. It is the man, the myth, the Wookiee, Jamie Baca.
Why am I not surprised?
Hey, this is not an ass dial. This is a normal Republicom. It's Jamie and
Michelle.
Right now we're getting our apartment ready for the holidays with decorations and stuff like that. Already took a few. We have this Lego Star Wars Advent calendar that we've been enjoying. We can't wait for The Force Awakens. 2 weeks today, guys. If you have advance tickets like us. Anyways, love that you guys are back. Love the Rebels episode. And here's Michelle to say a few things. Okay. She's cleaning. There's Star Wars stuff everywhere. All shiny stuff for the holidays. Ed, Mike, Carl, we love you guys. We don't have anything specifically to say other than how excited we are for the movies. We're trying to stay, at this point I'm trying to stay as, away from visuals as I can because, I was okay with the original trailers at first, but now I'm like, I think Carl already mentioned this on the show, it's like every day we get new stuff. Anyways, I think this is over 20 minutes left.
But yeah, I think the commercials are getting out of hand. I mean, it's cool if you're into that sort of stuff and you like that hype. Cool. But it's like seriously, like last week there was like 3 little teaser like sort of short ads that came out, like based around different characters and like the dark side and stuff like that. Every week it seems like there's new content coming out, and I feel like by the time we get to the movie like half of it's going to be out already in trailers. So
yeah, but I haven't looked to check on IMDb or anything. Is it going to be 4 hours long? Because maybe this isn't a big deal.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, no, but guys, like I haven't been looking for it at all. I haven't been running from it. So I think I've seen like three or four different commercials, and a lot of those commercials are a lot of the same shit over and over again. It's just re-edited same stuff, and they'll throw out just a couple little, like I think one shows Leia hugging somebody. I think another one shows the little BB-8 kind of bouncing around the room, and one shows additional footage of more people or something. I know there's one that has a big red one-eyed robot kind of walking, and I was like, oh.
Okay.
But that was it.
Okay.
Those are the additional pieces.
Yeah, but they've been really smart about what they've been releasing and how much. I don't think they're going to really spoil the movie too much, but and some people are like, ooh, that last trailer gave more footage than ever. But here's the thing, like, if you watch a movie and then go back and watch the trailer, now that you know what the movie's about, you'll see that most trailers give away the whole goddamn thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, they pull these things out of context, so when they show it to you, it doesn't make any sense.
Well,
whatever.
Let me tell you this. One thing I know, guys, I'm releasing some really hardcore information. Hardcore. So people, don't listen to this if you don't want to know a whole lot about Star Wars The Force Awakens, that the brother is actually the love child of Leia and Lando, because at the end of Return of the Jedi, where was Leia? She was with Lando.
There you go.
So let me tell you, just like that's what's happened. He got the Force all up in him. And he's going to get it on with that girl, but that's what's just going to happen. And I know it. I saw it in the footage, and so shut up.
So it is written, so shall it be.
But
George is somewhere. Oh no!
I think one thing, of course, like I said, I haven't been watching it, but from what I can tell, no one's seen Mark Hamill really in any of the trailers, right? Like no real appearance of Luke that I'm aware of. So I guess they are really kind of playing some of the story close to hand. But my problem is close to the chest. I'm sorry, close to the hand. I don't even know what that means.
That's all right.
But for me, the problem is whenever I see something like that, it sticks in my head, and if I don't put the dots together immediately, I put the dots together usually within like the first 15 minutes of the film, so like the rest of the movie is just not surprising anymore. Because I'm like, okay, that's the context for that. I got the entire movie figured out now.
Oh, okay.
And what would have been so cool? It would have been so cool if Mel Brooks would have directed a spoof movie trailer for Batman vs. Superman, and in the scene where Superman pulls off the cowl, it's Mark Hamill, and Mark Hamill today, and he's hanging up, and he's like, what? He's just some kind of snarky like what? You're expecting so and so?
Yeah.
He's like, I am the cock knocker.
Yeah.
The cock knocker. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
I would have loved it.
Well, thank you very much, Jamie and Michelle. We love you guys.
Love you guys.
Love you, love you.
And I'm glad to hear that you guys are loving Rebels too, because I know that me and Jamie have always disagreed on Clone Wars, and he's tried multiple times to get me in the Clone Wars, and it's a losing battle. I'm sorry, Jamie, but I'm super excited about Rebels. It got picked up for a third season right after we started putting out our episode. It was announced, so you're welcome, Internet.
You're welcome.
We got it renewed. So
I heard somebody told me something about an episode of Rebels or Clone Wars where Ahsoka Tano bumps into Vader and the whole realization of who they are happens.
yeah.
And it's like goose chill inducing.
Yeah, there's a scene in Siege of Lothar, I think is what is like the 1 hour special that starts off season 2, where they're in separate ships, but they're in the same proximity, and there's like that whole like, oh, I know who it is, like, and they both kind of realize at the same time. Yeah, it was kind of actually it's funny, like, because I'm getting kind of goosebumpy just talking about it because it was a pretty cool scene. So
isn't it weird
really
how
cool.
mathematics and like marketing and strategic planning caused you to like Ahsoka Tano?
yeah, because I hated her all through like the first season or 2 of Clone Wars. She actually gets kind of better, I thought, during Clone Wars, but what I saw.
Pretty.
Yeah, and in the so far they haven't really shown a whole lot of her in Rebels, but when she shows up, I'm like, I'm glad to have her back.
Yeah.
So
And it'll probably answer. I mean, that's the big deal, and that was a big controversy. Was, wait, if there's the big Jedi purge, and now you've got, Anakin and Obi-Wan running around with, teenage Ahsoka. Well, we know she ain't gonna make it. So
Yeah.
how does she lose it? How does she get killed? So it is pretty cool, because I didn't finish watching Clone Wars, so I don't know if they mention it. I don't know if they put her in a crate and ship her off somewhere to hide. But
He leaves the order.
well, yeah, I mean that's cool. But it's really cool that she's back and she's very much involved with the rebellion, which makes sense.
hmm
So now if she buys it,
honestly, I jokingly said it, but I almost could do it. I could almost do a weekly podcast about Star Wars Rebels at this point. I'm enjoying it so much. So
I'm going to start watching it then.
yeah,
so
I'll
good.
yeah, you'll have to start watching it. We'll make that happen. But it's really
Yeah.
good.
It gets at least 2 out of 3 VOR asses up.
Yes.
5 cheeks.
It's a 5 cheeker.
5 cheekers.
Well, we ready to put a fork in this one? I think we're
I
done.
was about to say, I'm so
Oh, yeah.
tired.
Oh, it's awful.
I'm excited to be tired because we just did this and it was great.
Yeah, it's nice to have Mike back. Thanks for coming back, Mike.
Thanks for having me back, guys. I'm happy to be back.
I'm so glad that you're back, and I hope that we get a few more great episodes with you. And but we're coming up, 2 weeks now on the Star Wars.
2 weeks.
Man, it's so close. So yeah, we'll post what our next topic's going to be and when we're going to be recording next, because this one kind of snuck up on us. But expect probably within 2 weeks we're going to be hitting the Star Wars The Force Awakens. That's coming up.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. I thought you guys told me that if I come back, we won't have to talk about Star Wars anymore.
You better check your contract.
Man. Well, you know what? I
We'll
do want to
talk.
get a Star Trek episode out there.
All right, you guys. I love you very much.
But
Love you, baby.
but till next week or whenever we
Oh.
record.
Oh, maybe not next week, but maybe the week after, and then we can talk about some shit.
Yeah. Go over to vorradio.com. You can catch up on all of our classic episodes, our more recent episodes. We've got like 2 or 3 seasons now of video content that we have up on the YouTube page, so head on over there. Check all that out, along with special guests like Trace Ballou. We had Kate Davis on the show. We had Wendy on with Kate also when we did the VHS horror movie special.
Yeah.
So there's tons of content. Mike Hawthorne.
Deadpool's Mike Hawthorne.
Oh my
Yo.
gosh. So many amazing people have been on the show besides us. So go check that out.
And if I'm serious, we've got we got stuff in storage. We've got audio that is just as relevant a Star Wars discussion as any day of the week, because we know you motherfuckers are up in arms about Mace Windu is just like we were. So yeah, check the archives, check the video, check out iTunes, but by all means subscribe, because we ain't done yet and we don't want you to miss a thing.
Right.
Yeah, we've got some serious hardcore surprises, bitches.
Yes. Hardcore.
Hardcore. Wrecked.
And by hardcore, I mean I'm sending my porn out.
It's your new ringtone, by the way, Carl.
Rip.
Awesome.
Well,
Yeah, until next time, we'll see you around the Facebook places where we are there frequently, sharing pictures, fun, news. Not all the news, because you have your own sources for that.
You know what you're looking at.
Yeah. Only the best. All right, guys. Whoa, I really mean it this time. May the Force
Be with.
that ass.
fire it up, fire it up.
Fire it up!
Fire it up.
Fucking Tintin, they killed him, man!